Reallyfe Street Stars, we have something special for you guys today, a little bit of education. We have an individual in front of us who I'm going to let him introduce himself to y'all so y'all can get familiar with what he has going on and get a bit of education, put some fat on your brain.
My name is Rick Jefferson. I'm the Vice President of Love Credit Solutions. At Love Credit Solutions, we repair credit, we educate people on credit, we do business credit, we also teach financial literacy and education. We volunteer a lot of our time with the community to educate the same community where we come from as well. Right now, we're getting a message across to the country about the many opportunities and networking opportunities that we're presenting. And we're going to change the game as far as the whole credit world is concerned within our community. I'm going to do something that hasn't been done along with my team. And we are going to change the way that financial literacy is taught in our communities from coast to coast, from California all the way to New York. And we're going to be responsible for lighting the flame, igniting the flame. Because the gas been spread around already. They just been waiting on the spark. We're going to do the spark. And so that's the goal. Not only is it to fix people's credit, educate them, get them to become business owners, stop depending on the work system. Learn about credit, learn how to protect it, learn what it means to build it up, learn the truth behind it. It's not a quick fix, but get them committed to being able to see a couple moves ahead and seeing in the future.
Now, before we get all the way into it, just give us a little background about where you're from and what made you so passionate about what you're currently doing.
Well, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's a city in the Midwest, up the street from Chicago, maybe an hour, hour and a half. And growing up there is rough. You either really got two choices. You're gonna be in school, go to college, work a corporate job, or you're gonna be a drug dealer, gangbanger. Unfortunately, I really can't even say unfortunately. It's just my upbringing was around the latter, the gangbangers, the drug dealing, the streets. So that's what I became. I became to get in the streets. My friends were from the streets. So that was what influenced me. And I've always been smart, but I used that to hustle in the streets instead of education-wise, and it didn't work out good for me. So going through the things that I had to go through, you know, the in and out of jail, having to learn things, and the hard way, I decided that had I had the tools and knowing about financial literacy, I wouldn't have went through most of the things that I went through. I would have having money and blowing through it, getting loans, not paying it back, messing my credit up. I would have been in a better position to succeed had I known the things that I know now if I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's be fully transparent. Tell us your your credit woes coming up as far as kind of some things that you did or went through, just your financial credit history as far as you coming up. Let's just start with like 16, kind of coming into the game.
Coming in, 16, I was selling drugs, so I really didn't have any type of knowledge about financial literacy at all. So when you're doing that, you don't really care about credit. Credit means nothing to you. Certain things you're gonna pay, certain things you're not gonna pay. If it's something like a phone bill that get back due, I could have the $200 in my pocket, I'm not paying it. I'm not knowing the $200 I'm not paying, which I could have paid, is gonna cost me years and years and years of messing my credit up worse and making my profile look tarnished, and it's basically making you untrustworthy to the people who can give you the money and give you the funds and make life easier for you. So doing small things like that transformed to, okay, man, I can go get a payday loan, it's $7,500, okay, I'm gonna get it. Knowing I'm signing up a contract with bad terms, I'm not paying it back, purposely.
So you knew you.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you saw the terms, you knew it was fucked up.
Yeah, and I took it anyway because my philosophy, like, I'm not paying that back. You trying to get over on me, I'm gonna get over on y'all. I'm taking this money now, it's about to work. I don't care about the future, I'm doing this now. Because I couldn't see the long-term effects, because when you going through it and you need the money right then, you working a job that you like, I know I'm not getting paid enough, I deserve better. You can only see the now. And so during the now, we don't care. We taking it. I don't care about the long run. I deal with it when the time comes. But when you keep doing that, when the time comes, you like, damn, I done did all this that I could have avoided. And it's like I finally know the things I should do now, and now you gotta, it's like being buried deep in a hole and you calling for somebody to pull a rope down, and you gotta have the rope so long where it's like 15 people how to hold the rope and pull it up because you so far in the hole, and it becomes overwhelming when you looking up and you like, how am I gonna get out this hole? And you have to really be strong mentally to take an inch at a time. You gotta be real paid. You gotta be strong mentally, and a lot of us aren't. We wanna get pulled right out that hole.
So before you start getting things right and start learning financial literacy and trying to get right, how deep in the hole would you say were you with credit wise, as far as how many thousands or whatever would you say you was like owing to whoever?
And I say it was about 37,000 total. You know, from student loans, payday loans, just bank loans. And then when you get to a point when you're trying to go get things and you get denied, it's embarrassing, especially when you got the money.
Especially when it's in public.
Oh yeah, it's in public too, because that's what you see. They run your name with all these creditors. For one, you're not understanding what a hard inquiry is and how long it can affect you if you don't have ways to get it off early. So you go through that phase just to get a car with a high interest where your car note can be $384. Just say your car note $350. Out of that $350, only like $20 is going to the principal, meaning all the rest is interest. That's why you look up a year paying your car note, you're like, damn, it's only $400 went off the balance. And psychologically, you'd be like, it tries to put you on a routine of, in order to have the good things you want in life, you gotta take bad turns to get it. Because once you start paying car notes, think about growing up. Once you see somebody pay a car note, they want to trade it in, get a new car. We keep on wanting to pay. We got 6 years to pay, 6 years to pay. So it's a form of programming in itself. It's just a lot of things like that, man, that had we known sooner and developed better habits, we wouldn't have to go through those things. And we need to get out of that. That's one thing I think that really hinders us a lot is the automotive industry, the way we buy cars. Because everybody takes bad car notes. They don't care. They know they can't afford it with their job. They know their credit gonna take a hit. But they want that car so they can post it on social media and tell everybody.
Right. Would you say that's the worst thing a young man could do as far as to harm his credit, as far as purchasing a car? What are some pitfalls that a young, because right when you turn 18, the credit card companies start sending like automatically, they start sending you credit cards. Hey, here, $1,000 limit, $500 limit, $2,000 limit. It'd be Firestone send you a credit limit. O'Reilly's, you'd be like, oh, I might need that, and like they start sending it to you. What is one of the pitfalls that young people get trapped in as far as that could really tarnish their credit early on?
The main thing is lack of financial literacy.
Yeah, right.
Because you got to think about it. The areas most of us come from. When we get access to funding like that, we don't care. We want it right then because we're so used to not having anything. So they know who to target. It's different if you're educated in high school on how to understand credit, understand the way the bank system works, percentage, interest, all of that stuff. You will not take those bad things because your parents equipped you. You were around it to learn it. But when you're not, it's like, I need this money now. Okay, you telling me I could do this, get this car, go buy these clothes, do this. I'm gonna use this money, buy a car, get a car note I know I can't pay. But I don't care because I got it right now because you're unable to think ahead. And if you can't think ahead, it's like I want it now. Because the girls don't want to see me in this car right now. They're going to want to see me wear these clothes right now. I can help mama do this right now. I can help, but not knowing that your work hours get cut. You get fired, anything. These bills don't stop. The bills never stop. And so that's why a lot of us get bad credit as well because we only plan for that moment. We don't plan like, okay, what happens if this happens? Can I cover that? Where would I get the money to cover it? It's nothing wrong with not thinking like that if you don't know better. We weren't raised to know better to think that far ahead. No. Whereas we see, I don't even want to say a race. I just want to see people who were raised a different way and educated because their parents knew the game. You see their spending habits are different. You see they're able to attain things and keep those things. They are able to plan differently because they were prepared for that. So, and that's one thing I want us to get out of the habit of doing is automatically equating, okay, well, they white, they got good credit. They good. No, that's not how it goes. They just was properly educated. It's not a color thing. And so that's why my main thing too is looking back. My son and my kids got to come up in this area behind us. Like, what are we leaving them? The same thing we was taught? They taught us to be scared of credit. Don't touch them credit cards, leave them alone. It's nothing but debt. But those are the things that get us ahead. They made us be scared to follow through with and attain the knowledge of the stuff that will really put us in the level that we need to be.
Now, let's talk a little bit about education.
Yeah.
Because everybody gets a lot of bad debt from trying to educate themselves and get degrees and things of that nature. And you think like this is for the greater good, but it's really not, because at the end of the day, well, I mean, if that's like a situation I was in where I went to an accelerated college.
Yeah.
And you know, accelerated college means accelerated on your ass with the payment, with the costs and the loans and the fees and the interest. How does a person that, you know, like even when you're trying to do things of a positive nature, like how do we keep from, what is something you would tell somebody to like that's trying to better themselves with these types of loans and credit, instead of not trying to stun or buy a car or something like that?
The first thing I would say, you need to have a plan. Before you even want to apply for the money, try to attain the money, you need to have a full plan of what you're going to do with that money. Because a lot of times we'll say, okay, I want to open this business and do this, and leave it at that. And then the next mission, I want the money, I want the money, I want the money, I want the money. Then the money come, you don't got a building, you don't got no logistics, you don't know how you're going to launch the product, you don't know who's going to sell it, who's going to market, how you're going to advertise it, because all you was focused on with the money. So now you searching the race to get these things done. You just blowing the money. You making bad mistakes with the money because you didn't do your research. You need to have a real business plan. A lot of the times we want to say, okay, I'm gonna go on YouTube, I'm gonna Google it. It's a shortcut. No, sometimes if you know somebody who's certified in writing business plans, pay them for the good work that they do. You'll avoid a lot of mistakes, and a lot of times we just want to. We know it's a right way to do it, but we always like it's got to be some type of shortcut. It got to be a way. It got to be a different way. And sometimes the way you really just have to plan everything accordingly. And I know a lot of the times we don't know about planning because we have nobody to talk to about the planning. So you have to there's two ways. You got to get around somebody who's knowledgeable about it, or you may have to pay somebody, or you could do some research and hope you got it all the way figured out before, you know, you go into wasting money or losing money. But me, if I say if you're ready to get something launched and started, I say seek somebody with a professional ability to help you right away so you don't waste money. That would be my best advice. But you always have to have a plan, because without a plan, you're gonna blow through the money and you might get in more debt, because not only did you get the money, you didn't do what you intended to do with the money because you wasn't ready. And that's what happens with a lot of times, especially those PPP loans. A lot of people had plans. They had good plans. They got the money. They didn't have everything properly structured. They didn't do the steps. They skipped the steps because they saw the finished product without putting no foundation and no work in it. They thought the money would automatically make the business successful. That's the problem. We can't think that way. You can have all the money. You can open up every business you want. What's in the middle? What's the processes? Who's going to work it? How's it going to function? A lot of times we don't plan that. So we just want to make an LLC, EIN number, and post. Well, I got a business. My business open. I'm a business owner.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's definitely what we do.
Huh? Ain't made $1. Your business end up 3 months. You still ain't made $1. You ain't even got. Where do we go to buy your stuff? You ain't got a website. You want to send me a Facebook post. Look on my post. Hit me. Inbox me. That's not a business.
So you're telling us you know how to do all those things in the middle of that?
Yes. Yes, we do all of those things in the middle of that. And I've learned through trial and error. A lot of people that want to start discussing these things, teach them, they act like, oh, I'm a mogul, I do this, and I made a lot of mistakes learning. And most of them were because I fell into that trade. I'm gonna look in YouTube and Google. Google got everything, YouTube got everything. When I was around people who could have, had I respected their craft and properly, you know, compensated them, would have avoided a lot of headaches. But basically, when you fund a business, the main step is forming your LLC or your S corp, whatever business entity you want to do. Get your EIN. You want to get your DUNS number. You want to get bank compliant. You know, setting up the business bank account the right way. You want to have a real business address. You don't want to use a home address. You're not going to get $100,000, $250,000 with a home address for your business.
Real quick, when you say a real business address, that means they have to actually have a physical address. It could be something else.
It could be an address as long as it's at a business location. You can have a warehouse with 50 business addresses in one warehouse. The main address, suite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are all addresses. Most of these underwriters, when they begin looking at you trying to get 100,000, 150, they're not gonna give you no loan for that if they look up a home address. They can see if it's a business address or not. That's a part of being bank compliant. You wanna get listed in the Yelp. You wanna get listed in the 411 directories, all online. You wanna have your business an online presence. You need a website. You know, your website needs to be credible. It needs to show your business is active, it's functioning. You want to turn on your text campaigns, your email campaigns. You know, depending on what type of business you have, you may want to do a funnel campaign. The most important thing is you need to have your product out there. You need to keep it in people's face. A lot of times people don't want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, if you're too shy to post or you're too shy to promote the business or don't have the knowledge, you need to pay somebody to do it. A lot of times we don't want to pay people to do it and wonder why the business fails. Sometimes it could be something as simple as this. Somebody might want $2,000 to do something. But in our mind, we're like, I'm not paying him that. There's got to be a cheaper way. But that $2,000 paying now would have ended up within the next 30 days making you 15, 16 grand. But if we can't see that far ahead, we're like, man, I'm not doing that. If you're not going to believe in your business, how can you make others believe in it? It's no difference than going to the casino, putting $2,000 in a slot machine and knowing you got a minimal chance of getting it back when I could put this same $2,000 in myself. No, if I push it the right way and believe in it, I got a 90 to 100% chance of making this money make a lot more money than it already can. And if I can't do it, I know I got people around me that can.
So I got a question as far as business, right? So, you know, we were in business for like a few years, right? And we didn't have any trade lines, right? And so I talked to somebody in the club and they really just kind of sparked my mind frame on it. In 6 months, we were able to kind of get the business going as far as the business. But one of the things that I always wanted to know about was the fact of separating the EIN number from your personal, because a lot of times when you start up fresh, they need personal guarantees, so they use your own social security number. At what point can you get the business to stand on its own where you can use the EIN, the Duns and Brands number, to purchase cars or property or things like that? And I heard it was through the Paydex score and things like that. So can you touch on that?
I'm gonna give you guys some real game about this whole business credit thing and all these ads and stuff you see. They all say the same thing. Go through me. I'm gonna help you attain 100,000, 250,000 with just your EIN, no PG or nothing like that. Get all this stuff. You still have to build credit for the business up before that can happen. It don't matter if your business opening now or later. Even if you come in with a new business, at least all the clients I've had, and even myself, even if you have a 780 credit score, your business is still gonna need to build some form of business credit. Now, you might get a credit card, say you with Bank of America, they might give you credit cards with 25,000, 50,000 on them under the business name, but
right,
you still gonna use your social to get them.
Right, and that doesn't count towards the actual business credit,
No, it
does it?
does.
Oh, it does, okay.
It's just, if you default on it, they're coming after you.
Got you.
Because most things, if it's just a PG, if it's just no PG, like the businesses Donald Trump and 50 Cent and those guys have when they go bankrupt and you like, man, they broke. The ignorant people say they broke, they go in bankruptcy. No, that stuff was in a corporate name.
Exactly.
So everything with that LLC or corporation, that debt wipes away. It's not attached to their personal.
And I think that's where a lot of people are trying to get to, but don't know where. So like I was saying, in that scenario, early on, you have to use a lot of they're always going to go to the person who has the best credit, right? So you got the person who got the good credit got to do all these personal guarantees, and that's not where you want to be. So how do you get from under that to where you can say my business can stand on its own, right? And I was hearing that you have to have a lot of trade lines in order to kind of do it.
It takes time. Like I said, most of these ads and stuff they say is 60 days. That's a lot. It takes time. Put this in perspective. Companies like Walmart and Apple, they got 500, 600, 700 trade lines on their businesses. The more you have reporting, the better. A lot of times people look on YouTube, Google, and see these people. Yeah, I'm going to show you download, get a Granger and Uline. Listen,
NAV boost.
a lot of those are a waste of time because they don't even report to the ones that matter. You want them to report to Equifax Business, Experian Business, Dun & Brad. If they're not reporting them, it's a waste of time.
Can you give 3 good ones? Just off the top, just 3 good ones that people can.
3 good ones. The WEX cars, those are the gas cars. The BP gas cars. Those are the pilot gas cars. Those are real good. The Marathon fleet cars. Any of those cars, they report. Those are going to report for you. Lines like Business T-Shirt Club, Ohana Office Supplies, Summa Office Supplies, to Strategic Network Solutions. Those are real good ones. The only thing about it, you have to order things you don't even want to use.
Right.
That's about building business credit. And that's a misconception a lot of people have, because these people are post, they'll say these things, charge them this money, but not telling them on the back end, it's going to cost you at least $3 to $4 grand building your business profile up to get this 80 payday score plus with Dun & Brad, to get the 85 plus Experience Business score with Experience Business. And then the Equifax, a lot of people always wonder why their Equifax business score is low and the other ones are high, because you don't have any utilities in your business name. If you're not showing you paying rent in the business name with a building, you're not showing you paying the energy, the lights, all that stuff associated with business, your Equifax business score is going to stay low. Equifax business is a big part of getting those stand alone with just your EIN. A lot of people don't do that because they don't know how to build that Equifax score. If you look at a lot of people who say they do this, I do the business credit audit, majority of people, Equifax business score is bad. It stays bad because nobody understands how to build it up. Because they always want to tell people, you don't need to have a business address. You could do it virtual, or do this just to get them to buy into their program. You're not going to get nothing until everything, all 3 of those scores are A+. Then you can go in there and say, I just want to pull this with my EIN. That's when you start seeing that happen.
Yeah, because most people online only really focus on the Duns and Brands business score. They never really tell you about the other 3. So, like you said, with the utilities, and so what if you in a scenario where your lender or the person that's doing your building won't put it in the business name? What do you do from there to build it?
I haven't run across that situation, but this is what I would do, because I'm not one of those guys who, if I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. I haven't ran across that situation, but this is what I would do. I would call Equifax business and tell them the situation and ask them what are the next steps. Because if you have a business, your business needs credit for everything that it's paying. That's your tax write-off. Everything is falling in that. You're paying, that's overhead. You want all overhead invoiced and documented. Don't put your whatever company name you're getting it from here, it needs to be in your name. All of that stuff needs to be accounted for, because the underwriters, man, sometimes they might want to see everything. They might say, hey, man, let us see everything. Send us this, send us this, send us this, send us this. And if you're missing something, you might have a $150,000 loan on the line. Something that you don't plan to go flipping real estate real quick, and it all hands on that. And that's wrong, and it's just off the table.
So, $150,000 loan, in your experience for a business, what needs to line up to get a $150,000 loan? Like what do you feel needs to happen in the time frame it needs to happen?
There needs to be income. One thing I feel I should have said earlier as well with the business bank account, everything needs to flow through that, all your money. All money.
All money. Personal, just
all money. I don't give a damn if you get Cash App, if you get Apple Pay, you get Zelle to your personal. All of that money needs to transfer and make its way to that business account, because it's all income. And that's big, that's key for starting businesses, because a lot of the major loans will want to see 2 years tax returns and all this, but there's some companies that do factory loans where they go off your bank accounts, your bank statements, like 3 months. Factory loans are basically, if I give you $7,500, you paying me $11,500 back regardless. I don't care if you pay me the full loan back tomorrow, you're still gonna pay me an extra $4 grand. So starting businesses, they buy into them because they need the money fast. They need it and they're gonna do it. I'm against those though, because they go on your account every day. Hey, every day they debiting out your account, and you end up paying the loan back plus a whole lot more. It ends up being more than $4 grand, you know, because they pick days like they're not gonna take it out on the weekend, holidays. They think it's a relief to you, but it's actually adding on to the interest on the back end. Yeah. And you like, oh, well, I ain't gotta pay it today, so you agree to it. So that's a way if you're real desperate. But in order to get the $150,000, man, all money got to be coming through your business account. You need to show a consistent amount of deposits every month. So if you're a business with your maximum volume a month, 75 grand, chance of getting that is, you might, but it's not gonna be terms that are gonna be good for you. You wanna be able to, so if every month you're making 50 grand in your business, you want a loan and for 25 grand. That's what I tell my people I deal with. That's what I do. I don't never go in there asking for more than you make or write exactly how much you make. Ask, you find out what you make consistently, your average. Ask for half of that. And if you should only be getting loans once or twice, because if your business is set up right, and I help you attain, you open a business, you start doing your business credit the right way. Like a simple thing, once your experience score is 85, your experience business, you can go to Sam's Club and get a $20,000 Sam's Club card, MasterCard. It works in Walmart, Sam's Club, and anywhere MasterCard taken.
With no
and it's in the
PC?
business name.
With no
No
PC?
PG.
Okay.
And it's in the business name. But a misconception about that too, people need to learn about there's vendor credit trade lines and there's financial trade lines in business. These people on YouTube tell you these vendor trade lines. You're not getting no financial capital with vendor trade lines. Yeah, we'll give you these cards. We're gonna give you these gas cards. Yeah, you can have 15,000 in gas cards. You can have this to go spend here for this stupid product you're not gonna want. Yeah, go on have this. You can have this.
Yeah.
Give me the money, the cash. You want the cash, you need financial trade lines.
There you go.
So you're gonna have to take smaller loans at first and build relationships with these places. So when they report the financial trade lines to your Dun & Brads, your Equifax business, Experian business, they see financial trade lines. It's not just merchandise trade lines. That's how you get access to the capital. And then when you're doing that, you might get a real estate deal, man. And this is why another thing I wanna say, everybody who has a business, you got a little click anything, you need a real estate person. Get y'all a real estate person and make them focus on nothing but real estate. That's all they do, breathe, sleep, eat real estate. Help them pay for masterminds, courses, whatever. Get you a good real estate person. Because once your business is able to get more funding, ask them, man, how much you need so we can get in the real estate game commercial? What we gotta do?
Is that
Put it on their shoulder.
is that the goal that a business should be? A business, because of course, you know, as you said, you need an address, you need a spot to work out of. Should a business goal be to own the place they work out of, like as soon as possible, or it's a long-term goal that you should be obtaining?
That's what I do.
There's two ways to do it. Two ways to do it. Owning something is not always the best thing. There's two ways to do it. Prime example, okay. Let's take the average warehouse down here in the Dallas area. I've saw a lot of locations for them. Like some of the ads, you'll see like a 10,000 square foot warehouse. They might want $7,500 a month for the lease. You know, they've got to sign a 3-year agreement minimum. They might want first and last, but with COVID, you can deflect the first payment for this long. So say with that 10,000 square foot warehouse, I could put 20, 25 businesses in there on paper. So, and I only have to pay $7 grand a month, $7,500 a month. So not only can I house all those different businesses in there, my overhead is low. And you could do something like take 2,000 square feet of that, put about 15 or 20 service chairs in there, 10 for women doing hair, 10 for dudes cutting. People don't want to do it out their house. Charge them $150 a person, right, per week. This booth fee, everybody should pay that. That's cheap, right?
Yeah.
Now you do that 150 times 10 is 1,500 times 20 people, that's 3,000. 3 times 4, that's 12,000 a month. That's covered the lease already. The rest is overhead to do whatever else. So you got the location for free. Now you got a virtual address location. You're opening up different businesses within that warehouse under their own LLC, and you're establishing business credit and credit all off of all of them in one location. So now you're running these different entities. You got people paying the rent. You basically just put your name on this building and it's paying for itself, and it's just nothing but profits, profits, profits. And you can open up your own lounge in there, your own restaurant, where you can have people renting out the kitchen.
Free game.
You know, people that don't want to cook out their house. There's many different things you could do, but if you bought that, it probably wouldn't have went that way, because for one, most people don't want to wait to establish the right credit to get things in their business name, and they want to buy it in their personal name, which is the dumbest thing ever. That's stupid. And whoever put that pressure on us and had us start believing that set us back. That's the dumbest thing ever. And I challenge anybody who got something to say about it, because it's dumb.
So should we be putting everything in our business name, like our personal houses, our cars,
That's the goal,
everything?
yes,
Gotcha.
yes. And when you put it in your business name, run a home-based business out of that home. That's the main thing. It's just, you gotta learn the game they playing, man. This is free game and knowledge that it's been out there for years. They've been doing it they've been doing it forever. We just don't know where to look. That's the only thing. That's the only difference. Now, opposed to just by leasing that warehouse, you understand how much money that you were gonna make by doing that blueprint I just said, and you can keep flipping it and keep doing it over and over and over again. And do you know what? And then you all around the country with them.
Well, I would ask you, Rick. Well, I don't know where to find barbers and some people who do hair and all that. Where do them people at? How do I let people know that I have a warehouse?
This is where people at. Every city you in, there's plenty salons, there's plenty barber shops. Ask them what they paying for booth. Ask them.
Be aggressive.
Who wouldn't want to? I don't see who wouldn't want to pay $150 a week for booth rent.
Well, Rick, I don't want to do that. Could you do that for me?
Right. Pay somebody to
What do you offer that could do that for?
Oh, we got somebody that does everything. We got a marketing director, a whole marketing team. They take care of, once we start a business, they do the website, create the funnel if you need, create content. We do the photo shoots, make the commercials. If you want the memorabilia, the clothing, the cups, the mugs, the desk equipment, we decorate, furnish the office. We find the office if you need it. Whatever your business needs, LLC formation, anything. We have a whole team that takes care of everything. So if you say, hey, I want to open this business, I want to do this the vision I have, sit down for your consultation. We'll let you know how much it costs, leave the rest to us. All you're doing is get the city hall to come down or whoever you want to do for your photo op, cut the ribbon, your business is open.
Now, how did you get from learning about credit to all that you just said? Like, how does that coincide?
Well, being a student, I never stopped learning. I don't think that I know everything where I can't learn. It may be something as simple as putting myself around the right people. If I have to pay, some of these stuff, they charge for these courses and going to meet mastermind events. If I got to pay $2,000 and be around a bunch of other people, entrepreneurs that look like me, that are richer than me, that got a lot of the same similar ideas that I have, I'm gonna do it because every time I do it and put myself in those situations, good things come from it. Connections happen. Relationships are formed. That's very important.
Yeah.
So forming the right relationships, I get under these guys and I'm able to learn the things that they know. I'm able to learn more than they'll show at a regular event because they have access to call me. A lot of them call me, I call them. We link up, we'll go meet. They'll fly down here, I fly to them. It's about networking. You gotta get around the right people, and when you have the right people around, you keep them around. You keep them around and network with them. And I'm gonna give y'all this nugget, and this might help somebody, this might help a lot of y'all. When you're around these people, when you're around these rooms, don't get nervous. Just be yourself. Dictate the conversation and make the conversation cater to your strengths. Once you do that, everything else will be simple, and then they'll begin to look at you like you can help them. They want to know about you. What knowledge you have. And then that's how you make connections. It levels the playing field, man.
Let's make it simple for we have a lot of young people that watch our channels that have dreams and aspirations. We have a lot of rappers on our channel that want to, turn their rap into a business. A lot of people start off, man, like, all I do is rap. I don't know nothing about nothing. I just rap in my house. So, first and foremost, a couple of questions. To start a business, how old do you need to be?
You be however old you want to be. But if you're a minor, in some sense, your parents got to have it in their name.
So let's just say 18.
Okay, say 18. Say you got to be 18 to start a business. The first thing I'm going to say this, too. People need to know this. This is one thing that's going to save a lot of people out here. Establishing business credit and being a business owner, if you have that goal, doesn't mean you have to know what you want to do right then to start the process.
Right.
If
Like going to college.
In the future, you want to be a business owner, you want to be something better than a worker, first thing you need to do, LLC, your first and last name.
There you go.
LLC, your first and last name. So if your name, Bob Martin LLC.
Does your company do that? Create LLCs?
I did it with myself.
Okay.
So
now I'm saying, does your company Someone sitting at home saying,
Oh, yeah, we create
I want an LLC right now.
We do all of that.
Okay.
We all do all of that on the spot. We do everything it is with business. We even got people that do business tax.
There you go.
We cover all the needs with that. But LLC on your name does this. Once you do that, you get a Duns and Brad for your name, get an EIN for your name, and open a business bank account. Make sure you're, go ahead.
When you say open a bank account, names, what banks should, if you know any, should someone use? Because there's the credit unions, there's the banks, there's the major banks, there's the more local banks. For being a black man, let's just say a black young man or young woman in America, what type of bank should they go to that will benefit them?
Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna say any black credit union or black-owned bank that is fully verified as being black-owned and black-ran, I would say support them first and foremost. Nothing is gonna change my opinion about that. Outside of commercial banks, I would say Chase. From my experience, they show minorities the most love, and they have grants, all that good stuff, and they actually do it behind the scenes as well. Credit unions, regular, I would say Navy Federal. Navy Federal, you make a good relationship with them, they will release the floodgates. They don't care because it's government-backed money. That Navy Federal, it's basically like they printing the money. You know, it's backed by the military and all of that. Those are the top ones, but I would say for the time being, take what you can get. Everybody that's grown to 18, you need a bank account. But like what I was saying with the LLC, once you get the business bank account with your LLC under your name, your business bank account, now if you work in a job, go to the human resources, get all your checks direct deposited to your business account. Now any check coming in that account is saying paid to the order, Bob Martin. That's business income. So if you work in a job 5-6 years and decide, okay, I want to do entrepreneurship, I'm ready. You got 6 years of business income. And in the meantime, you could be building the business credit up on that business, getting gas cards and stuff, the little trade lines, not the financial trade lines. You don't got the regular trade lines, you know, and you building the business credit up. You building the brand up that way. So when you're ready to transition, you're able to gain funding. You're able to do a lot of different things. And if you want to be a lifetime worker and build up your business credit, in case of emergency, you're able to go pull from that business and it's not in your personal name. It's separate. So you know what I mean? So you might hit hard times, and a lot of those business accounts, the terms are different paying back. Whereas you might, you know, swipe a personal credit card, max it out, $20,000, $30,000 limit, the monthly payment is gonna be high. You know, where a business credit card, I've seen situations where some clients will swipe like 35, 40 grand and they minimum payment is like 179. Big difference. And it don't go against your personal, you know, your utilization on your utilization on your personal credit. So that's a factor. If you're not an entrepreneur right now, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody learn at their pace. But if you work in a job, first thing you need to do is LLC your name, get an EIN, get a Duns and Brad with it, and start establishing the business credit on your name, man. Perfect. You're a corporation. You need to use that.
All right, and when it comes to credit, I want to ask you a few questions, man, because, you know, this is just good game. This is just free game. Young man has, let's say a 480 credit score. Like you said, people are adding, hey, get up to 700 in 30 days. Shit, call my number. What is a likelihood as far as someone, let's say, with no credit history, or let's say with bad credit? Let's just say they bought a car repoed, then got evicted, then got $10,000 in credit card. They just said damn payments. They're at a 460, 480. What are just some surface level things that they could do themselves to start building to get towards 5, 6? Yeah, start building credit up.
The main thing with credit building is understanding what you're signing up for. Does it report to all 3 bureaus? The terms of the things you're signing up for. I'm not gonna get in hard and soft inquiries right now. The best thing to do is formatting, having a good credit mix on your profile. Most people lead us to believe revolving lines of credit like credit cards and all that is how you build credit. It's a small part of it. You need installment lines, such as credit builder loans, mortgage loans, car notes, and then you need your revolving lines of credit. You need a good credit mix of them, though. That's what they call a good credit mix, when you got a mix of different credit lines and you're making all your payments on time. Some of them I would say.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
when you don't make your payments on time with any of these credit lines, how hard does it hurt you when you are just saying you miss one payment or two or three?
Oh, late payments, depending on how high your credit score is, affects you in different ways. A late payment is classified anything 30 days late. And I want to say that again. A late payment is classified as payment of anything 30 days late. A lot of times we panic when we like, man, I'm 2 weeks behind on that car. I ain't paying that shit. Fuck it. I got a late payment. No, you don't. It's not on your credit yet. 30 days, then it goes on your credit. So that's why when a late payment occurs, it shows in the, it's basically showing them you said, F y'all, I'm not paying it. And so they hit your credit. If you have a credit score of 800 or higher, a late payment is gonna hit you for anywhere from like 120 to 150. Guaranteed. If your credit is like in the sevens, anywhere from like 780 to like 700, a late payment might hit you for 80 points on average. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna knock you bad. And then anything else, it varies. When your score lower than that, it varies. Because sometimes I've seen clients where a late payment of an AT&T bill, like a $40 bill, done hit them, and it make it so bad. It was one of them, I don't know if they do it down here, but in the Midwest, they have it where like if you get government assistance, you get a $10 internet bill. So it was one of those bills. Try to take credit 109 points. They went from like a 603 down to, man, low fives. They was in the fives then. No, it's four, as a matter of fact, the four. It's bad. So that's how much a late payment can affect you. So what I tell a lot of my clients, when you know you have bills coming out, that's why it's important of a bank account, auto pay. Just auto pay everything so you don't forget. The worst thing that can happen when you auto pay is this. It might be some money in your account. You like, damn, I was gonna buy some shoes with that shit. But you know what? You ain't got a late payment. Your credit ain't messed up. But go get the money somewhere else to get them shoes. Auto pay it, because when you're building credit, when you're fixing your credit, when you're establishing credit, when you got goals, your credit need to be the most important thing. When you got goals, your credit need to be the most important thing. And a lot of people, they just see people finish product, they see people progress further along in them, and they don't see the beginning stages, or nobody out here really telling them the beginning stages. They just want to promote the wins. They don't say nothing about the losses. You know, they don't say nothing about the sacrifice you got to make. I had to drive a Ford Focus, a 2005, for a whole year.
Catch that bus.
And I'm 6'4", I'm 6'3". I had to drive that. Sounded like the fucking muffler was sounding loud for a year, because I knew where I wanted to be, though. I knew I wanted to get the fuck out of the situation I was in. I had to sacrifice. I had to get lines of credit on my shit, pay that shit on time. It's a different monster when you know, okay, I got these credit cards, I'm finna go kick it. I can swipe it, I'm gonna go kick it, I'm going out of town, fuck it. But when it's time to pay that bill, and you like, damn, this motherfucker $864, I gotta pay this guy, damn. Or it's gonna fuck my utilization up and drop my score, and you gotta just bite the bullet and pay that shit. That's sacrifice. A lot of people say they want this, I wanted this, I want to be successful. They don't even want to invest in themselves. They don't even want to sacrifice in themselves. They can't say, okay, fuck that, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to stay firm, I'm going to do this for myself, for my kids, family, whatever. It takes discipline. Discipline. So it's not no, oh, I'm going to pay you to fix my credit and do this for me, and I could just keep doing this. No, it's a team effort. Once you start that credit repair process, just understand this. One mistake could take away 3-4 months of work. One mistake could take away hundreds of dollars you done spent cleaning it up. One mistake. You got to be disciplined with it.
I got a question on the credit repair process. That's my next question. There's been a lot of predatory credit repair people, right? So I've seen situations, even in Dallas, where they trust the credit repair person to do something. They're putting yachts and all kind of crazy stuff on their credit. You know what I'm saying? Yep. How does a normal consumer be able to detect that? What information should they have, bare minimum, to be able to detect something like that?
This is all you got to do. This is a rule of thumb I have. I don't trust lifestyle marketing. I don't trust it, won't trust it. It's very uncomfortable for me doing it. I tried it, it's not me. Lifestyle marketers, they're not genuine. They show you, they feed on, social media is a lot of feeding on emotions. They catch you scrolling at the wrong time. And you like, man, motherfuckers, I gotta do this shit, man. And so now your subconscious saying, call me buying what I'm doing, I'm gonna help you get this shit. But in reality, they're not. They don't care. You need to look at somebody's track record, okay? You need to, when you see somebody's trying to do their credit, try to find their social media page if you're not going through a big company. That tells a lot. Ask around, see the type of reviews they get, see the type of results they have. Talk to them, see how they talking on the phone, what type of person. Like a lot of my stuff now, like most of it, I don't charge for a lot of the stuff I do, like most of the consultations and things like that. Because why would I charge to tell you everything that you need to get done and what needs to get fixed, what needs to get repaired? Why would I charge you for seeing how you can change and fix and better your life? That makes no sense to me. So after I do an analysis and tell you what's going on with your credit, it's your choice. You can go to these companies, this, whatever. Or, you know, you can have the material to educate you. We got material where you can do it yourself. We got material we can do it for you. But you need to find out, the less people make it about money, that's who you need to go to. That's because they doing it, they actually care. And actually the plan, the 2-year plan really is, I'm on a mission to shut down a lot of these companies, these predatory companies, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give away and be the one to give away everything that they charging for. I'm gonna put them out of business. Me and my team, we found out it's a way. It's a way to do it. We don't gotta charge everybody and rape the community we come from to get this information out there. And we're gonna shut down a lot of them predatory companies because it's happening a lot, especially with the women. You know, a lot of people, especially on government assistance, they can't afford credit repair. So who's looking out for them? They don't deserve to elevate. They don't deserve better. They can go get a student loan, but they can't get credit repair. Why is that? Just think about that, why? Why is it so hard for us to get financial literacy where we from? In our neighborhoods, and we got the most money. Why is a dude who been out there, man, got all this money in the street, this weight, this influence, these money, all these, everything, and we don't own buildings like this. We don't own strip malls. We don't own the club and the building the club in. We don't own the parking lots.
Yeah.
Why are we buying parking lots? A parking lot will make you over $1 million a year, easy, no work.
Tell them.
And if you decide to valet it on certain nights, man, you put somebody in the valet, put somebody in the suit, or you get up and get in the suit, man, you charging $200 for the front, $100 for the back, depending where it's at.
That's what that white man did at the Rangers. That boy went bankrupt and still owned the parking lot.
I'm saying this because my mentor, I'm not gonna name him right now, but I'm saying this because my mentor showed me that. He showed me that, what a small parking lot can do. 25-car parking lot.
Do parking lots be for sale like that?
Yes.
Like just, I gotta
Everything
go
is for
far
sale.
out. Everything's for sale now.
But a lot of time, people don't understand about seeing ahead. So if you see lots and parking lots, especially right now in more communities where it look like ain't nobody gonna want nothing over here, and within a floor block radius of 4 blocks all the way around, 4 blocks this way, 4 blocks this way, 4 this way, 4 blocks this way. If you see any type of development and construction going on, look and see what they building.
Inquire.
Take your ass back and go see what they selling that for,
inquire.
because if it's an arena, anything, people gonna walk and park from wherever is close to that arena. You know how much you can get for people parking 4 blocks away from an arena?
Get a golf cart? Nah,
You ain't gotta get a golf cart, they gonna pay it. I could charge them $50 a parking spot right there. For a Mavs playoff game, if I got parking 4 blocks away, Cowboys, 4 blocks away, they're gonna pay $50 a car. If I say you can valet and we gonna shuttle you to the right in front of the arena, it's $150.
Hey, State Fair, South Dallas, they be coming up like a motherfucker.
Hey, bro, and the Cowboys Stadium in Arlington was in the hood, and all of them people came up, bro.
And you know what happened?
Everybody came up. I
You know
watched
what
it.
happened? It was in the hood, right?
Yeah.
They snuck in and bought everything at once.
Yep. Because everybody was selling
saying.
it. Yeah, you can have this
Anytime
little
you
house
see
for 300.
construction or developments around, I'm telling you, that's key. 4, 4, 4, 4. Look and see what's for sale in that area and cheap. Get on it. Because at the worst, at some point in time, within 3 years, that time in the next 3 years, they're gonna want that piece that you got. They're gonna want it. That's why now you see a lot of stuff, like we saw it yesterday in the Bishop Arts District, I believe. All these new shops and everything in this old ass funeral home right there.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't selling it.
Yeah.
They got to give him a bag and then he'll sell it. That's
Oh, yeah.
why you see stuff like that.
Yeah.
You buy things to make them uncomfortable. That's what you do, and you'll never know what you're buying at the time. It could be something simple. Okay, they got this lot right here, 5,000. If we all good, that ain't nothing but, man, 5,000 times 4, that's $1,250 investment. Us for them made a $1,250 investment. Small investment. Who's to say, okay, 2 years from the line, they done got arena, they got all this stuff built up, they opening these clubs and stuff. We got this lot right here. We got 40 cars we could park right here. Guess what? We got the machines right here, and on something nice, when we know you need us and you gotta have us, we putting the suit on, we got some little drivers out there.
VIP,
this
baby.
The price.
Yeah, it's up.
Cause y'all need it.
It's
We
20.
need it. But we don't think ahead. We gotta start thinking like that, man. I'm telling you.
Now, I got a question from somebody who's always had good credit, right?
Yeah.
What do you do with it? Because it's like, there's a lot of people that have good credit, been having good credit, but they don't know how to capitalize off the good credit.
750 up.
This is what I would say. The first thing, stop being scared with that good credit. I know so many people, that's their claim to fame. Oh, my credit this, my credit, but you still working the job, bro. Real talk, and I'm saying this with the utmost, and I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad or nothing because the information is not there. First, I'm gonna say this: a 780 credit score is perfect credit. It's not an 850. It's not when a 780 or higher, you're classified as having the most perfect credit profile you can have. That's perfect credit, A1. Anybody who credit score, especially is a 750 or higher, you working the job, I highly advise you to get around people who are business minded. Go find you a financial advisor. Go find you somebody who can help you leverage that credit. Go find you somebody who, in your family, who got an entrepreneur mind. Find you somebody you around that got that go-getter mentality that you can put in position. Find somebody to put something in and get behind that knows what they're doing within that realm and use what you bring to the table, your credit. You can go get business credit easier when your credit score is in the 750s plus. You can go in there with a business plan, the right business plan. You can go in there and get funding of 100, 150, 200, 250,000 easy. But you have to have a right business plan, a proper business plan. Not nothing that you done pay somebody on Facebook $70 to write up. You need to go pay somebody, a respectable person. It might cost you $1,000, $2,000. I've seen some business plans I've had done cost me $3,500.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It was worth it.
40 pages.
Because I didn't even have to go in there and do no talking. That business plan said everything I needed, did all the talking for me. All I had to do was wait for them to say the money will be wired. Thank you.
So just give me just top 3 things somebody with good credit should jump into.
Top 3 things?
Yeah.
You mean as far as like about credit or?
Like
Businesses.
Like I said, utilizing your credit to take that risk to do something greater. You know what I mean? Like you said, I work a job. You might work a job. You got the good credit. You got the 800 credit score, but you want to take that risk, but you just don't know what to do for those people.
You have to, and I don't know how much to stress this. You have to get around somebody who knows about what you want to do. You have to. A lot of times, in fact, we around the people and don't even realize it.
Facts.
Sometimes you could be around somebody, he got so much good stuff going, he ready to blow up. He just need a little investment in him, a little just, and he got $1 million idea. It's done. Everybody good, but we don't know how to look for those signs. So if you don't have those type of people around you, I'm gonna say you need to research and find a consultant. Find somebody that can consult you. We offer that too. I offer that too. I've always had a gift, being able to know what people want to do, what they're already doing, and know how to make it better, know how to make it bigger, know how to tell them to go do this, go take this step, and make it blossom into some greatness. And like I said, I don't
Look
know
at their
where it come
history.
from.
Look at their present. Take them to the
And that's
future.
what I'm able to do. I'm able to look in the future, and sometimes it can get frustrating at times. Because when you try to tell, like, man, do this, and it'll play out like this for you, people who can't see in the future, they wouldn't understand that. So that's why you see a lot of the geniuses out here, a lot of the people that they tell us are crazy, but they always making these moves to greatness, like Kanye West and people like that, is because they can't get it out so everybody can understand what they're really trying to say, because they've seen, it's like you seen what everybody else can't see at the time.
Yeah.
And you just want to, and you trying to tell them how to get there. So you need to get with somebody like that. You know, let them know what you're trying to do, man. Come up with a plan. We don't plan. We need to get around the people that can help us plan this type of thing. And one of the things too, which I teach my team, what we all about empowering. We all about building. You know, man, the same way I poured in and built and brought their gifts out, they know we're gonna continue to do that with everybody else. And the only way we're gonna get all these questions answered and changed is if we all come together. This shouldn't just be no one time, you know, oh, we doing the show and then, okay, where people go, damn, is everybody back to square one? Let's start a community.
There you go.
Let's start, no, for real.
Nah, facts.
You guys, we already got the following. Let's start the social media pages. We could do weekly calls, weekly Zooms. Let's start the community, man.
Yeah.
Because what's gonna happen is if we start a group with all like-minded people that just, it's a lot of people right now, man, that just need a GPS address put in their head. They know what they want, they just know what they want to do and everything. They don't know how to get there. Yeah. Where all they need is a GPS. So now you can go get there or change that money. You get there, okay, you got a meeting to go do this, you go do that, you go do that. And then on the reroute, everybody come back to the table with their parts done, and now we all ready to build.
Man, it's
That's
real.
how it's gotta be.
Man, the two of the biggest things I heard you say, and I want to make sure we hone in on is financial literacy early on, and discipline once you got it. Mm-hmm. Financial literacy and the discipline to sustain. Before we get out here, I had a quick question because of course, I was able to sit down and listen to the Conversations podcast with my guy Nate and Nosha, and y'all were talking about relationships and credit. And I had one question in regards when you get with someone. And, they were asking, should y'all discuss credit up early on or whenever y'all decide to discuss it. Mm-hmm. Whoever has the better or worse credit score, who should be fronting the bill when it comes to just going out and doing things?
Oh, no.
Restaurants, going to the fair. Who should be spending their money?
No, when it comes to that, a relationship as far as going out spending, that's we can't equate that to credit score. Because most men got cash and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about credit with buying food and stuff. The man ain't gonna pay for the food. Supposed to.
We want to put on a card. We want to put on. Hopefully, we both have businesses.
Oh yeah. If moving along the lines like that, that's another plus of fixing your credit, man. Because a lot of times, man, the most embarrassing thing or missed out opportunity could be you got a woman on the line. You've been trying to go on a date with. She finally ready to go on a date and you broke. At least you'll have credit cards, man. At least you can go on out there, get you a haircut, man, get you something nice to wear, full tank of gas, take her to a nice restaurant. I mean, that's another benefit of it, That's another benefit of it because we human, we all fall in hard times, man. And good credit and understanding credit, man, could lighten those burdens, man, because life hits you any type of way, man, no matter who you are, man. But having that good credit, it gives you a more peace of mind at night, man. You're able to sleep better knowing that your family taken care of, the people you love taken care of, and even you're taken care of. And my thing is, as parents, we say we love our kids, we'll die for our kids, we'll do all this for our family. You want to fix your credit? You want to become financial literate to teach them? Like, we got to think about what we're leaving behind. Like, I don't want my son coming up in the things I had to come up, my daughters. We got to look what we're leaving behind. And if we all do our part, come together, educate each other, all you social media influencers that's making these ads and throwing all this money and not coming back helping the community, man, and y'all doing this lifestyle marketing, man, the community need us, man. Y'all need to come back and help the community, man. But either way it go, the show is going to go on with or without y'all, man, because platforms like this, we're about to do some things.
Amen.
And it's all about unity, man. Just because you got the knowledge and somebody can't afford it don't tell them, man. Give them the knowledge. You don't know who you pouring into. You don't know what we can build and achieve. We got to get in commercial real estate, developing stuff, land, hard assets, get out of the crypto. Why are you buying crypto if your credit messed up? Why? You're supposed to use your credit card to buy the crypto.
Looking for a lottery ticket.
You're supposed to use your credit card to buy the crypto, your business credit. Yeah. So if it is a loss, write it off, chalk it up, dissolve the business. It's not coming back on you.
Man.
There's ways to do this. Stop falling for the social media posts. Everybody want to praise the wins. Man, that crypto is dangerous, man.
No, it's definitely
dangerous because I was dabbling with it a lot. But when you take them losses, man, trust me, them losses can be, man, bad. But People post to win, so people buy into it. But I would say the most important thing right now, man, is getting your credit together. Get your credit together, then dab into crypto and all those other things. And also tap into the SBA, the Small Business Administration. It's not just about PPP loans. They have a lot of grants for women, minorities, small business loans that'll help you out. They help you with the FHA loan process. It's a lot of business resources, more than just trying to scam for loans and sign up for things you're not qualified for.
Do they have grants as well for small business, like when you say minorities and women?
They have a lot of different grants.
Yeah, just
there's so many grants, I don't even know them all.
right.
But I know there's apps, I believe like grant.org, it's an app for that website, they show all the grants. But what I do, everybody who has a business bank account, as when you open a business, talk to your small business banker. They know all the benefits the banks offer, all about the grants, the many loans you can get. But as us being minorities, there's so much out there for us. So I know where I'm from, it's mostly like Iranians and Middle Easterns that own the gas stations and liquor stores and things like that. We were always like, oh, well, they come over here, don't gotta pay taxes. They get those same grants that they got, the same resources they got, they're available for us. Only difference is we cry about it and complain instead of go get them. That's the only difference. It's all out there. Everything is out there. It's all out there. You just got to get around the right people. You know, and for any entrepreneurs on the rise right now, I would say in the beginning it's going to be rough. You know, everybody who gets into this, I feel, needs to tell people the truth. It's going to be rough in the beginning. There's going to be days you want to stop. There's going to be days you make a lot of money. Some days you're not going to make no money. You're going to have anxiety, stress, headaches. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to cuss everybody out. It's going to seem like you're never going to get out of a hole. You're going to take losses. You're going to have wins. But you got to stick with it. And if nobody encourages you during them down times, get away from them. Because the more they're around you, they're going to destroy you. They're going to destroy you, and then when you back like them, and then they're going to be happy for you because you back with them. So that's the main thing. And don't feel bad getting away from people, what you may call your day ones and all that, because if they your day ones, they still going to be with you. They're going to be with you regardless. And anybody that get left behind, man, leave them behind. You know, you might catch them on a reroute. But right now, they got to get left behind. Because bottom line, the train got to keep going. And the more of us that continue with entrepreneurship and not give up, the stronger we get. We can really make some things happen, because how are we gonna make some real things happen if half the movement at work for 8 hours a day? What the hell we gonna do? What we gonna do? We need everybody capable, man. It's us that's gonna make the money and put back in our communities. It's us that's gonna set up stuff with the connections, set up events, educate the people, get together. You know what I mean? Help them within the business, man. You guys in photos, you guys making shows and stuff, man, we might be able to get a group of troubled boys, youth, out of these detention centers and stuff, man. We teaching them this. Amen. Now you got them doing this behind the scenes.
Amen.
It's just many different things we can do when we come together, man. I want to wake people up to understand that, man. We got to come together with this movement. It's bigger than money, man.
Anybody want to get in contact with you for any services that you might offer? How would they do that?
Right now, I just leave my Instagram, Rick_Jefferson1123. Any other inquiries, man, y'all get a hold to them at the show, because I really want us to form something, man. We're going to form something together and get it going. And like I said, I want y'all to be a part of it, because, you know, y'all platform, y'all the ones that seen the vision right away, man, and invited me on. And I'm grateful for that. Me and my team is very grateful for that. And because this is something that's big for my team and I, and it actually gives them in-person experience of what a good produced show looks like.
No, but it's even bigger for us, because our platform is geared, even though it's geared toward hip hop, we also want this information to flow, because we just want them to come in. Oh, you see that rapper that you like, or that entertainer, but nah, here goes some education. But it's the pill in the pill in the applesauce.
And that's what it's gonna take as well. These entertainers, most of them credit is messed up. If you're an entertainer and you're getting all these millions, nobody in your family should be left behind. Nobody in your family should not be living the best possible life. It's happening like that because the managers they got around them need people to manage them. It's like the blind leading the blind. When you acquire a certain amount of money and you financially literate about it and know what to do, everybody around you, everything you love should be straight. You should never look back. It should never be a worry for nobody. none of your friends, none of your family, nobody you want to care about or take care of. It shouldn't be like that. And we need to get these entertainers more involved in the same way they was doing the rock the vote and come vote.
Yeah.
They need to push this financial literacy, man,
Right.
and wake the people up, man, and wake up our community. That's what needs to happen.
And ain't nothing wrong with having family and friends employed under your corporation. Your
You need to 1099 the girl. You need to 1099 your girlfriends, man.
No, it's nothing wrong with that. And that's another thing with family. It goes two ways. The family gotta want to work. They gotta want to put in work. They don't. Most families like to come in and expect handouts because, okay, you got this going. I could do minimal. No, if you want to work, you make your family put in the same blood, sweat, tears you putting in. Everybody put in an equal amount of work because we all gonna eat equally, especially when it comes to family. And you gotta embrace the family. You gotta make them feel comfortable. You know, sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do. You gotta worry about different personalities and pacify them. And but that's the best thing, to build it with family, build it with those close to you before you have to venture out. Because like I said, one of the things that tells me a lot about a person's character is seeing them how they were before things start turning in their favor and getting the good luck, and seeing how they are now. And in my opinion, anytime you see somebody who finally achieves things in life and they got all new people around them, they're not good people. They're not good people to me. Because you should have all the people who've been seeing you at your lowest, who is there encouraging you, giving you rides, borrowing you money and stuff like that. And we tend to forget that because we get a little ahead in life, and it should never be like that. So
Amen.
people you see with me, man, we building from the ground up, man, and whatever needs to get learned, we gonna learn, but we all going to the top together. You know, and that's how everybody should structure their team and their foundation.
Well, thank you for coming, man, and speaking and just giving that education. We're definitely gonna have you back, and we definitely gonna turn this into something real for the people.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, brother.
Man, I just want to say this, man, and this is something I do a lot of work with the youth, and where I'm from, they wouldn't allow me access to like the prison facilities and things that I wanted to do. So here's the opportunity down here. I know it's some more opportunity in Charleston White. I've been wanting to, man, get up with you, man, and help the youth with the movement you got going and putting financial literacy with them. Getting in here, man, I want to get in and turn them into entrepreneurs, businessmen. I want to be able to get in these juvenile systems, these jails, teach them this stuff in there while they're in there, fix their credit, give them business plans, so they can come out and have the resources. Where they come out, we can get them a LLC, they business, give them the location, man, and turn them to entrepreneurs, man. Turn these people into business, man, where they ain't got to hit the streets, where they can make way more money than they ever could have made in the streets. Because credit the new dope game, so to speak. It's way more money in credit than dope. And I stand on that. Way more money. So I want you to get up with me, Mr. White, man, so we can get some stuff going, man. I want to get some work done with the youth.
Hey, man, and we're going to put that together for sure. Hey, Rick, we thank you for coming, sitting down with us and talking to us and giving us a little bit of knowledge, man. Everybody hit him up. Go to his Instagram. What's that Instagram again?
Rick_Jefferson1123.
Yeah. And if you didn't know it, you already know. You're a real life street star.
Love.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.